Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and I've kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitance in your weight loss and weight maintenance. Today we're going to talk about whether or not like a liquid-based or liquid-dominant diet is something that can work for you long-term. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, which has hundreds of articles and recipes, my 2 books which you can get on Amazon. If you're more of a auditory, less visual person, I have podcasts, Confessions of an Obese Child, The Awakened Man. If you like movies, I have The Cinema Rag, which probably has about 100 episodes by now. And lastly, if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. So a liquid-based diet, what do I mean? This can mean a lot of things. I think when people say a liquid-based diet, they think of juicing, like constant juicing. And we have an episode here, are there benefits to juicing? We also have a playlist here, 20 kitchen items that have helped me with my weight maintenance. And I talk about smoothies versus juices there. And I've incorporated smoothies throughout my lifetime here and there, as well as juicing. But this is more of kind of like the benefits of some of the liquid-based diets and then some of the drawbacks. So when I think of liquid-based diet, I'm talking mostly about like coffee and tea. Like I drink a good amount of both. I really don't drink a lot of liquids after 4 o'clock because I don't like to have nocturia, but I do drink a lot in the morning. And as I've mentioned before periodically in my videos here, that I do intermittent fasting. I don't eat until about 3 o'clock. But in that morning time or that morning, early afternoon time, I am hydrating quite a bit. So if any of you are IFing, you should be hydrating. And hydrating, of course, you can't hydrate with soda or anything like that if you are fasting. So I typically drink a lot of water. I've always really gravitated to unsweetened tea. So I just drink green tea, plain. Never been a coffee person, more of a tea person. And yeah, I mean, look, if you're fasting, you can drink tea or coffee and put a little, some people would put stevia, some people would put some low caloric stuff. I personally like to drink it bland. But if you have a lifestyle, let's say, that is very high coffee, high tea based, these are good for a couple of reasons. 1, you're flushing your kidneys. 2, which is good, you're hydrated. Now, of course, you can overhydrate. You can have like something like hyponatremia and die from that, but that is exceedingly rare. So being hydrated in itself is good. Also, being hydrated makes you not feel full or makes you not feel hungry quicker. So lots of times when we think we're hungry, we're really just dehydrated. So if you're drinking a lot of fluids, that helps. And then as I mentioned, with tea and coffee, both of these have compounds in them that actually accelerate your metabolism and burn calories. And there's some studies that show that both of them can burn something like 60 calories every time you drink it. Just burn it because of the catechins and the ECGCs that are both in coffee and tea that can do these things. And we do have an episode here on the benefits of coffee. Now, some people are very sensitive to coffee. I'm somewhat sensitive to coffee, but in full disclosure, I've not had coffee really since 1991. I had a bad experience with it where I got jittery and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to drink coffee again. And I think at this point, it's just mostly in my head. I've had coffee here and there, but I just love tea. I just like the taste of tea more. And even the highest level of caffeinated tea, like the matchas and the greens, only have a fraction, maybe up to a quarter of the caffeine of coffee. So if you need something that's caffeinated, but maybe you are sensitive to coffee per se, then you can definitely stick to like the green teas and the white teas. And we have a video here on the differences between green, black, white tea and so forth. But if you don't have a sensitivity to coffee, like teenagers, they can drink coffee at 10 o'clock and still go to sleep, then definitely coffee is good for you. The studies show that coffee only becomes adversive unless you have one of these kind of specific heart issues. You have to be drinking like more than 8 cups of coffee a day. And when I mean a cup, I don't mean what we call a cup today, you know, like the old TV show Friends where they're drinking this, you know, a cup of coffee like we used to talk about. So if you're drinking less than that, coffee has a lot of benefits. It improves cognition, it improves your memory, it burns your metabolism, and it has other benefits as well. And tea, given that they're kind of similar, I mean, they're different, obviously, plants, different bushes, but they have similar compounds. I would say the same thing about tea. So having a liquid-based diet that's really founded on water, tea, and coffee is great. And we've talked about here before kind of weaning yourself off of the sugary drinks. Because look, if you're trying to lose weight, and certainly if you're trying to keep off weight, having 3 or 4 Cokes a day doesn't help. It's not going to certainly help because that's extra calories, like extra several hundred calories. And if you look, like the typical man's supposed to be ingesting about 2,600 calories and a typical woman 2,000 calories, why are you going to ingest a quarter to a third of all your calories being liquid calories that are useless? So no doubt drinking the Coca Cancers or the sweet teas have minimal, if no nutritional benefit, but you're still packing a lot of calories. So weaning off of those things and getting to a predominantly coffee, tea, water, liquid part of your diet is beneficial. It doesn't hurt you at all. And then if you incorporate juicing here and there, that's great to flush out the intestines, the rest of the intestines. I've talked about here in previous juicing episodes, I'm not really big into any of the extremes because I think the extremes hinder weight maintenance. They can help you with weight loss, but long term, if you're doing like 2 weeks of juicing, I mean, that is something that is extreme and is, I would say, is not good for your body. But if you want to do like a weekend juice fast, juice cleanse, that's totally fine. People do that all the time. I don't have an issue with that at all. But these are the things you want to gravitate for. So if you're drinking a lot of fluids, it's a win-win-win and you're less likely to get hungry. Now, you should definitely still eat. One of the reasons I don't smooth is because, I do banana blueberry smoothies. I put a lot of fat in it, like full-fat Greek yogurt and whole milk. Is we need to chew. And the more that we chew, the more that we have that sensation of satiety or fullness. And if we're doing smoothies, we are more likely to not satisfy that feeling of satiety because we're not chewing. And so I would tell you, like from my personal experience, when I do smoothies to me can never be the meal because I still need to chew something. Not everyone's like me. Some people can have a smoothie and be fine. Back when I was losing my weight back in 1990, I used to do Slim Fast shakes, when they used to have the powder and you put them in the water. They were just so disgusting. But I did that. I would have a meal replacement, and that was one of the things that helped me with losing weight. But when it comes to just a predominantly liquid-based diet, I would tell you that, again, if you still need to be eating food, but if you're ingesting a lot of the aforementioned liquids, that's great. We want to get, of course, off of the sweetie stuff. And I would say, too, like if you're drinking a lot of cow's milk, I would tell you probably to minimize that to the best you can. Even kombucha, which is the hipster drink of the day, I'd probably minimize that as well. But yes, it is good to have a lot of liquids in your life, but continue to eat food. And I would say, I'm not endorsing a life where you're constantly, everything is a liquid diet. And I want to be clear, we need to eat food. We all know how to eat well. It's just a matter of doing it. But I don't want to say that I'm endorsing or condoning a lifestyle where I'm telling you to be juicing 2 weeks straight and doing a coffee diet and all these things, these radical extreme things, because again, there's a fundamental difference between weight loss and weight maintenance. And for weight loss, you can do these radical things, or you want to do carnivore or whatever, these keto, or do 20-hour fasting every day in addition to keto. Like all these things will help you drop weight. We know people can drop the weight, but the goal, right, of dropping weight is to keep it off indefinitely. And to do just a liquid diet is not tenable. It's not tenable because we love food. We like to eat tasty stuff, whether it be steak or breads, like well done breads or whatever it is. So again, incorporate a lot of fluids, but it can't be the dominant part of your diet indefinitely for years to come. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.